Okay, back with 8 Regents. So, no one wanted to commentate on the recording of my game, so you are now stuck with me again. And Saturday night, so some drunk commentating for you here. I'm playing against an opponent whose name I cannot really pronounce from this, but yeah, against Many-Faced God, which is definitely not something I was looking forward to. This is a deck that is for sure going to have some jumpers coming in, so any kind of marshalling faced Neil is not going to work against them, but I did prepare slightly for that kind of matchup by bringing the Wars deck that tries to rush quickly with some dominance and maybe still a chance of doing something with that, and put that barring in just in case. Maybe it gives me a round where I could do something. Lion Star on setup against my decent start with the White Raven and Summerhall, so I was thinking they might be getting some early power. However, didn't want to give the Summer Harvest at 11 gold and no economy in the opening hand, but lucky to draw a couple of locations here at least, and it seems like it should be the priority to bring those in. But doesn't quite work out with the locations and Robert, but since Late Summer Feast is the only economy plot that is worth something, felt like had to get the economy as priority. And yeah, Throne in Chamber seems like a decent start, doesn't it? Should keep me in the game. Thinking, do I play the two Chads? I'm bound to get some military pressure against me, but I didn't want to lose the chamber to Intrigue Claim. There are only two in the deck, and then if I lose that, how do I win the game if my opponent starts killing off all of my characters? But okay, maybe worrying a bit too early, so let's see what comes out. Unfortunately, no gold left for that Scene in Flames or privileged position either. No dupes for key characters. So I thought, okay, maybe going first. Opponents do like to give some unopposed power away against Late Summer Feast, because it gives them cards. Then, of course, you can play Set Down or Deeds for mass draw. What's the most annoying card that could see play in a second or two? Yeah, these are probably two of the top three anyway. And a dupe for Jocelyn, which basically means any hope of Morgulis now gone. And we have that gold mine that can put characters in the discard pile for him to ambush. So it's basically like with Sir Adam Marbrand, turns into draw while Jocelyn is in play. And I briefly considered passing here, just playing defensively. Not to give my opponent any cards, but okay. Going for the power, then trying to draw maybe with set down our deeds, that was the plan. And I didn't really care if my opponent defended, that's just as well, so not getting any draw for that and kneeling out his characters. And currently I don't see any clansmen, so okay, not too bad. Tyrion not gonna do a lot of damage was my thinking, but yeah. Lion Star of course is in play. That's why that privileged position would have been nice to have at this moment, because clansmen can come in, get to claim military, then struggling with board presence, and that's repeatable of course, so next round play Robert down to 3 characters, it's not a great situation. Power gives extra card for no obvious benefit of course, but thought, what the hell, let's get some unopposed power on, try to at least, if we're going to lose on the board state, try to get the power, bound to get some for the chamber and dominance as well, so. And now this, I could have played set down our deeds for 2 cards, but seemed bad at this point, so just hoping not to lose that. Losing Robert. I don't have any stats on this, but I think Robert probably the card that gets discarded the most for intrigue claim in this deck. Seems like it's always Robert. And yeah, here comes number 3 of the most annoying cards. Definitely whenever I see Gunther I kneel him first if I have that opportunity, and he is going to get a card off me as well here, so sad day. And yeah, to claim. What to do? No close call. Delena is unique and there are 3 copies, so can claim her. Lannister, better to claim him when there is a target to kneel, and he is great for exchanging with heir to the Iron Throne. White Raven, I do have Summerhall, so could be gaining me some power just passively if I can keep him in play. And it's spoiler, it's a pointless decision here. Overthinking. Obviously White Raven was the best call in hindsight because he's grabbing the dominance power, but I'm about to get marched anyway, so I was going to lose the character that was left with Delena here. And yeah, this somehow coming in with the reduction for free, and now this is annoyingly repeatable with Jacelyn. It's just going back to the discard pile at the end of the phase, so I might as well defend this, and unfortunately I don't get the extra power that I was hoping, but still gets me to 3. so I can trade it for 6 cards with set down or deeds. Unfortunately, the reserve is too low to do it here, so I have to do it next round, and of course that needs me the faction card, which is unfortunate. What now? Go for Winter Festival, try to win with the Ravens. Go for exchange, low gold, but nothing in hand. Get some cards. Barring saves me for 1 round, but that's the plot then gone. I was thinking, okay, I do have the White Raven, but it will still trigger with barring. But here comes the march that I should have expected. And Elena all alone. So dupes and small characters were the things I wanted to see. And even then I had a bad feeling that maybe first snow was possible. Not sure if the traits work out for this agenda. I don't think it's a kingdom, is it? Better players would know that. Okay, so that should be what, 8 gold. So it's enough to play out 3 characters in theory. And that should absorb some military claim, but it's not great. It brings me down to 2 characters again next round. And I don't have that much gold to just be playing Melisandre and Robert afterwards. And here we go, sweet sleep, no milks in hand anyway. Tyrion already in play. Gunther super annoying. There's the Hound that is not a clansman. And the 2 Queen's Assassins, which can just passively kill off my characters. And of course the Treachery, which will become super annoying. Definitely could have used that Scene in Flames that I had in hand before Gunther discarded it. And now what to do? We have Shireen, White Raven, Edric, we have Fiery Followers. Question is just, do we keep 1 gold for a privileged position this round or not? I thought, okay, Shireen. Next round we could, if she survives, we could do Heir to the Iron Throne. Trade her for Robert and then play the dupe, or Melisandre and then play the dupe from hand. Yeah, it's just going to throw all the non-unique ambush guys in the discard pile, of course. No clue what the card in Shadows is, but I think it stays there for the remainder of the game. So, spending an hour in Shadows. Yeah, Stas just marshaled because barring stops tricks this round, so don't know what I was thinking with privileged position, maybe cancel Treachery in some way. Better investment, I guess, was to play a 3-coster. Just doing the challenges, fully expecting, of course, my opponent to defend. And this forces either Jacelyn to kneel or Tyrion, of course, or if the Hound is used here, of course, Summerhall messes him up a bit. And nothing else to be done. And now we'll get Tyrion doing the intrigue surely, and Burnman doing the to claim military. I don't think Lannister needs to pay, so that can bring characters into play even for 0 gold if barring is not revealed. That's super annoying. I'm guessing Harrenhal is also in this deck. And then you have Painted Dogs to bring itself back before it gets killed. Or not sure what the interaction is with Gold Cloaks. Does that also work? I think they have a forced interrupt, so they would be going back to the discard pile. Oh no, actually that's only if they come into play using ambush, so that wouldn't be the case with the 2 locations. And take some time for my opponent to do the obvious thing here, or maybe he was thinking if it's worth doing power instead with Tyrion, because he would need to use the Hound if he wanted to do power, because Burnman is surely going to kill characters instead, so then the Hound stays in play, which is not something you want to do. And here we go. So the 2 ladies, we have Khaleesi in hand. Could play Withering Cold and they would remain standing. But against jumpers, they have ambush with a couple of characters and Alliance Star in play. Not looking good either way. And yeah, spend this barring early. And no safety for the rest of the game basically. Managed to keep the power icons off the top of the dead pile anyway for now, so the agenda can't take a power icon. And yeah, opponent keeps the Hound standing. He wasn't going to leave play. Might as well have 1 power. And still somehow surviving, although maybe the occasional Dragonstone Faithful or something super cheap would have been nice to have in hand, just to absorb that claim. And looking at this, thinking, okay, Khaleesi with Withering Cold is not the worst thing, but how much ambush will be coming in, and it's basically, there's no limit on Jacelyn, so you can just ignore, go second, or even go first and marshal nothing, and then bring stuff in that way. But okay, going for it anyway, and there goes yet another character. Now Delena does stop painted dogs potentially, so I was thinking, obviously she's the more valuable character, but I have 3, so I was thinking maybe I get lucky and draw another one, then she can do her search again. And just drawing more economy here. Losing initiative as well, so Khaleesi now does virtually nothing. Well, not nothing, it's still the Withering Cold, so even the stuff that comes in and does damage this round will stay in health, as will the Lannister. Then you can still play Robert if he's in hand. But the goal doesn't work out. I'd like to play the northern encampment. But if I play Khaleesi, she just gets killed, so I need another character so that she can stay alive, be traded with the heir. And that means I need 9 with fiery followers. I was also thinking of just playing Melisandre, but it's the same thing. It's Melisandre, fiery followers, and then I get the 2 claim. And what do I kneel really? I kneel Tyrion. Well, playing it again in my head now. Think should have played Melisandre probably. Melisandre and the fiery followers. Get just play privilege position for the extra gold if something like Lannister triggered. And the sad thing is it's Withering Cold, and I have to kneel all my ports. I hate playing economy that kneels with this plot, but fortunately didn't work out any other way. And my theory for keeping at least one character alive, of course, doesn't even work, because Queen's Assassin is in the discard pile, so that can, if my opponent does nothing, which seems like a good plan, he can bring the Queen's Assassin in. I have to kill Shireen, and then I still get the 2 claim from Burned Man, and what's the other thing? The Gold Cloaks doing military. Again, easy thing to do. No milks, but then we saw Sweet Sleep anyway. Card that I find more annoying with each day, because it doesn't have that much counterplay. You need attachment control just to make your own negative attachments work. And this is a pretty good investment for future rounds for my opponent, I think. Both have dupes, so can't even reset him. But he can't carry both of them through the Harris at least, so that's one thing. But I don't have the cards to recover. Even if I play the Harris, he refills the board and I'm down to 1 or 2 characters. and guaranteed to get them killed within a round. Yeah, my opponent has played out. Makes sense to play out the economy, obviously. So I think he's played out a bit too many cards here. Spent too much gold. Because now the Queen's Assassin, if it comes into play and kills off Shireen, then gets knelt itself, and I think it leaves him with limited gold to other stuff. So after the action window was passed, I immediately went for this power challenge, because Summerhall stops any tricks once the challenge is actually initiated, and I was going to win this, so happy to do that. I think the first action should have been to ambush the Queen's Assassin here for my opponent. And with this and the chamber, at least I'm not dead yet in terms of power, even if the game seems difficult. Now I was going to do these challenges because I'm expecting that stuff to be coming in now, and doing the damage. And my opponent playing defensively. Yeah, definitely happy with that, but I think I was could have got my board killed here, and basically done very little if my opponent just started with that Queen's Assassin and then left the military challenge and attacked back with Birdman. Even letting me do intrigue, and that's the one card I definitely wanted gone. And now Queen's Assassin doesn't have enough cards. It wasn't going to kill a character. Still no power icon on top of the dead pile. Well, what will it be? Should be able to ambush the stuff with Jacelyn. There is enough gold. I think maybe my opponent tried to ambush Gunther here, who of course is unique. Don't know. Seems like Queen's Assassin should work and Burn Man should work. And there is enough gold. Here we go. And now I can't stop it. We're going to have a power icon on top of that pile. Okay, never mind. So going for the intrigue. Yeah, down on cards, may as well. Obviously doing both would be nice. And I think Tyrion even has a... does he have limit 2 for his annoying little action? Kept thinking, okay, which challenge am I going to get the 2 claim on? But I think he can even do it more than once, which is annoying, but no military claim comes through, which is a minor miracle here. And I stay ahead with the chamber. Now what to do? Everything else, so heir to the throne, bring in Robert instead of Salissi. And we get Morghulis, which is a sad day for me. Shireen not going to do anything, and Alistair is dead, so can't put him in to die. Can't put Delena in to die. So the best thing I can do is either put Delena in to sack Salissi and keep her alive, as you can see there's still 2 copies, or I can bring a dupe in to have a nerd character that survives. It sucks either way, and yeah, didn't see this one coming really, that my opponent would play Morghulis. Guess the play here was just to play Winter Festival. Try to do that and Throne and Chamber and bring myself to over 10 power. And my opponent had 0 claim, which turns into 1 with Tyrion. And you know, playing his own Morghulis, not too bad for me if I could play my own then and kill Tyrion and Jacelyn, but unfortunately I know from earlier that there is still 1 Tyrion in hand, so sad day. He's just gonna get his dupe back and be unkillable. And yeah, I took care to not to put the power icon on top here. That kind of keeps me in the game if that's a challenge my opponent can do. Really sad about this faction card being nailed here. Could have traded for the cards. And I think Edric is gone. That's the only character Delena can find, and the 4-cost Gendry, so can't come in with some protection. Really needed a bastard in hiding here, just to be able to play him for 2 gold. what a waste. No economy as it is, and then have to keep 2 and do nothing with them. Four cards in hand again. It's possible just to kill stuff with the assassin if my opponent does nothing. And here comes the dupe. And then at this point I was thinking, if I play the Harris, my opponent maybe thinks Jacelyn is more valuable, gets rid of Tyrion, and then I can play Morghulis after that, but just basically committing to not playing with the board anymore and trying to just do Throne and Chamber. Chamber is not this round anyway, and Treachery is still in hand. And my opponent does do nothing, which means the assassin is going to kill one character here and then burn man. With Tyrion will raise claim to 2, kill the other, and yeah, I've achieved very little. If I could, if I was smart enough to put a bastard in hiding in the deck, of course I could have put it in here, done military or taken it for claim at least. If I did military, my opponent would need to ambush in one of those characters and kill it, or taken the dupe of Tyrion. But again, after he passed challenges, I knew that Summerhall kept me safe at least to push the power through, and seemed like I'm online. 18 minutes left. I'm about to start losing really badly though, and doesn't seem like it's enough. And I'll have Chad to support playing that Robert or Melisandre next round. And here we go. I was thinking for a second if it made a difference, but the other one is getting killed anyway with Birdman. Slightly better, I guess, to kill Delena last, because she only has one icon for his agenda. But he's run out of things for the power challenge, it seems, so that's one that he can't do to gain the unopposed. Or can he? Still Lannister. Is the Hound still in hand? No, okay, nothing. Unfortunately, Chamber is not. That Withering Cold did not achieve much. And if that was Winter Festival instead, I could just play another one here and hope for the best. And this was the moment really where I had choices to be made. Now, I don't think any of these choices win me the game. If I play Winter Festival and then try to play another one, he keeps both Tyrion and Jacelyn, and then he can start doing the 2-claim power back with a Clansman and his agenda. And yeah, that's not good for me. And if I do the Harris, I think Tyrion stays. If Tyrion goes, then I can play Morghulis. If Tyrion stays, then Jacelyn goes, and That's he's done with those annoying little triggers from the discard pile at least. And not sacking the assassin here, so must be that there is no other Jocelyn in hand. And unfortunately this time I'm not going first to do that military. And I have some cards, but with the economy I should get up to about 8 gold, which is not quite enough to do Melisandre and Reducer and something else. So just waiting for him to play his stuff, and then I was thinking, am I likely to win if I play double Winter Festival? He's going to do 2 claim and he's going to treachery one of the chamber triggers. But if I could play Set Down or Deeds and somehow find a small character, keep some kind of board, maybe I can survive the pressure and do something in the following rounds. What do you think? What's the right call here? Already he can kind of do his thing. He can give the clansman power icon. First of all, kill my characters, anything I put on here, and then he can do unopposed power, raise the claim to 2. And I was on 10 and I go down to 8. Back to 10 potentially with chamber, then I play Winter Festival, but he gets me down to 8 again, and he gains power all the time with this, so it didn't seem like I was winning in that scenario. And unfortunately, drew a dead Delena. Could never find that dupe in time so that something would survive. And maybe should have gone for 6 cards here. Draw maybe another Dragonstone Fight for something. He goes first and then leave something alive, maybe a Gendry or something. And I have that Fiefdom to save the power from him. I was thinking he has plenty of time to get to 15 now, kill off my stuff and do a bunch of unopposed with claim raise. But I guess he's not going to play that fast. He has to get his sequence right and think about things a little bit, so not all that easy. And I played the 3 characters here, something survives, so I was thinking, okay, I can keep Gendry alive, gain power for dominance for him, save it with the Fiefdom. He's still alive next round, I get the economy back, and I can play Melisandre and whatever I draw, if I draw something small, and maybe keep Gendry alive for another round. And again, he doesn't do anything before Summerhall comes into effect. So I can just defend. Yeah, maybe military first was the thing to do. But here comes the annoying Standman. Probably slightly messing up the sequence here because these two characters would have been dead if he did the military first, so I couldn't oppose. And here is where that set downer deeds. Of course, it cost me 2 power, but wouldn't have a board if I didn't play it. So then he gains additional power just by getting unopposed, and still leads to a similar result. As you will see in the end, the power is close, but I guess pointless obsessing now. But set down did take some, but also give some back just by having additional cards, additional options available. Making the calculation, so the problem is that painted dogs will stand a character here, so if Gendry defends, I have just the Iron Throne for dominance, and he has Tyrion, the Assassin, and 1 gold, which also equals 8. Then I don't win dominance, I don't get the Gendry power at the chamber trigger, and my econ stays knelt, so couldn't use Gendry on defense. And there comes the stand, so I can do power, and if Tyrion doesn't defend, then of course I get the unopposed power, but problem is that Gendry also sacks himself with on dominance if I lose it, so that's not an option. And here comes that treachery. And now we go for that Winter Festival, so with 2, hoping to stay ahead, even if he gets the power claims and a bunch of unopposed. But here you go, this is the problem I was talking about, so it's 2 claim that turns into 3, so he goes first and kills off defenders just to get the unopposed, and then pushes the 3 claim power too, so it's I'm not fast enough here. And here we have the top deck, so these are the 2 cards that I would have got if I discarded 3 power for set downer deeds, and there is the 1 coster that would have allowed 1 extra character to survive. So in hindsight, should have gone for that. Tyrion, just in case I had a milk. No milks all game. He had the sweet slips, but maybe just for the occasional round when he didn't have it in play. Could have stopped something annoying, but 3 milks in the deck and down to 24 cards. Didn't see one. Happens. Currently no power icon on top of the dead pile, but again, as soon as his military goes through, there will be one, and now got that cancel as well, just to stop me kneeling Tyrion. Not that it would do much good, but he's the one guy that has the printed icon, so at least forces him to do things in a certain way. I do wish I knew what the next two cards were that I would have top decked now if I'd discarded 3 earlier. Making the calculation here, so not sure why this is interesting. You could get up to 11 gold, but can't play Lysandre and Robert both, whatever I do, so 1 is the best I can do. And Lysandre it is, gives me all 3 icons, so that I have more chance of opposing challenges before everything gets killed. And really should have used the encampment as well, but I thought, okay, if things go really quickly, maybe I will have another round, and there is half a chance of even losing dominance now with Painted Dogs being able to stand Tyrion and keeping enough stuff to beat my Iron Throne. Putting this Sweet Sleep stops it anyway, but putting this on the next best thing, he has plenty of ways to win the power challenge though, so no hope. Imri Florent, another thing that can save you potentially, but he too was stopped with that Guildhall entering play. Still, that card in Shadows, we'll never know what it is. Could be another Guildhall, although guessing not. Otherwise it would have been brought out of Shadows earlier. Pinch of Powder, seems like would have seen play already as well. Maybe you can tell me. Not sure what Lannister clansman might have. And now seems like this is the last round. So sad day for me for not triggering that encampment. Might make things awkward for dominance. And whatever happens, my next thing to do will be to play Sin in Flames. And as you can see, not a pleasant sight, so anything could come in with Lannister. We have Nightmares that can target stuff, potentially that Fiefdom that allows me to save Gendry's power, or Summerhall to use Tyrion during the power challenge. Treachery, of course, I have to get rid of because it cancels the chamber. That's the one thing that makes the result close if I can't trigger it. And was there milk snakes as well that of course give the stealth power icons. So, and in fact stealth in general, I think, so able to kill my stuff before I could even oppose that one military challenge. And let's make the calculation. So I have 9 power. Can't gain any more in challenges, and if I do Winter Festival, that's 11. dominance is 12 and chamber is 13 for me. Chamber brings him down to 6, so that's 13-6. But then he has 2 claim power, which would be 11-8 in my favor. And he has unopposed, 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 which is 11-11. And he has nightmares to either on the fiefdom or Summerhall, being stupid by not using the fiefdom here to save Gendry's power. Should have done that a while ago. Somehow I've convinced myself that maybe I'll be in a position to need to discard it in the dominance phase for his ability, but it's absolutely hopeless keeping him alive. Yeah, so if he plays Nightmares on Summerhall, then he can do a power challenge with one of the clansmen that gets the icon from Milk Snakes or the agenda, and it can leave play for Tyrion's ability then and increase the claim there to 3, which means it would end 12-10 in his favor. And that's the stat. So that's the one unopposed that I thought I could avoid. So if I discarded Milk Snakes to stop this unopposed, and he didn't use Nightmares, like as you will see he doesn't, then can prevent 1 power, but he keeps Treachery, so we go into dominance. Can't be bothered to calculate, but anyway, it ends 11-11 if he doesn't Nightmare Summerhall. So let's say 11-10 in my favor if he doesn't get this unopposed, but he treacheries the chamber, and then that's of course the 2 power swing, and he wins the game. Still taking care to get that character with the single icon on top of the death file. Just pedantically trying to play optimally, but makes absolutely no difference. Just desperately counting dominance here. At least that traitor works on that guy. What's he called? Something son of something. And that means he has 6 against my throne, and I should be able to win that. And if he stands Tyrion now, he has 8 and I have 9. Yeah, so this is, I noticed that the 3 claim swing here that I wasn't counting on because of Painted Dogs, but it can't leave play, so you can't pay the cost of Tyrion's ability if Summerhall is standing. Just looking at this, I wasn't entirely sure what had happened. I do wonder what the last plot is for him. He's played Morghulis, so nothing that would kill him basically. And if we had another round, I give Price away of course, so that gets him to 12. Then I play Morghulis, and he has Tyrion with the power I couldn't claim, and I have no hand, so seems like can't win from there. And if I played the both Winter Festivals, if I played one earlier, have 2 extra power, and he would have his Jacelyn that he had to get rid of for the Harris, and I think that not sure what is in the discard pile at this point, but I think he has maybe some more of those assassins and stuff like that, so he gets maybe the power just through that by some unopposed, I don't know. That's why I hate commentating on my games afterwards, because you can find all kinds of misplays and potential solutions that you didn't see in the game, but yeah, easy to analyze in hindsight. Yeah, just noticing that nightmares in hand, right? Still kind of hoping I'd miscalculated and somehow I would stay ahead, or somehow he would do something wrong and lose on power. Yeah, and actually my opponent concedes here. I was waiting for him to pass taxation so that the game would be decided and I could check what was on top of my deck, but I think he thought here that actually he'd lost the tiebreaker because he thought that it was whoever wins dominance in the last round, but of course it's cards left in hand, and as you can see he has 27, I have 24, so just waiting for him to pass. But he doesn't, so I guess we'll never know. Okay, so one game still to be played at the time when I record this, so 4-2, and if we do lose only 4-3, this will be particularly frustrating, losing this one. But can't win them all, so thanks for watching, and see you next time.